let's begin our journey into the heart of the most precious metal. And as your breathing settles into a slow, steady rhythm, imagine looking up at the night sky. Every atom of gold on Earth, every wedding ring, every coin, every bar in every vault, all of it was born in the violent death of stars, forged in supernovae and neutron star collisions billions of years ago. Gold is stardust, quite literally, ancient and rare, scattered across our planet like cosmic gifts. With each calm breath, drift back through time, back to the very beginning. Let the story of gold's birth carry you gently into wonder. Gold was created in the collision of neutron stars. When massive stars explode as supernovae, they create many heavy elements, but gold requires something even more extreme. Scientists believe most of Earth's gold was created when neutron stars, the collapsed cores of dead stars, collided with unimaginable force. These collisions, called kilonovae, release so much energy they briefly outshine entire galaxies. In those few seconds, the universe forges gold, platinum, and other heavy elements, scattering them into space as cosmic dust. Every gold atom is at least 4.6 billion years old. The gold in your jewelry, in electronics, in bank vaults, all of it existed before Earth formed. When our solar system was just a swirling cloud of dust and gas, gold atoms were already there, ancient travelers from stellar catastrophes. As Earth coalesced from this primordial cloud, gold sank toward the planet's core due to its density. Most of Earth's gold remains unreachable, deep in the molten core, forever beyond our grasp. The gold we mine today arrived as a gift from space. Here's a beautiful secret. The gold accessible in Earth's crust shouldn't be here at all. It should have sunk to the core with the rest during Earth's formation. But hundreds of millions of years after Earth solidified, during what scientists call the Late Heavy Bombardment, asteroids pelted our planet. These cosmic visitors carried gold from their own ancient origins, depositing it in Earth's outer layers where we could eventually find it. Every gold ring, every coin, every bar, all of it came from space, delivered by asteroids, gifts from the heavens that took billions of years to arrive in your hands. All the gold ever mined would fit in a cube just 22 meters on each side. Despite thousands of years of mining, all the gold humanity has ever extracted would form a cube about 22 meters, roughly 72 feet, on each side. That's about the size of a small office building. The total amount is estimated at around 210,000 metric tons. This includes every gold ring ever worn, every coin ever minted, every bar in Fort Knox, every dental filling, every circuit board. All of it, gathered together, would fit in a surprisingly small space. Gold is genuinely rare. Gold is virtually indestructible and never tarnishes. Unlike iron that rusts or silver that tarnishes, gold remains unchanged through centuries. A gold coin buried for 1,000 years emerges as bright as the day it was minted. Gold doesn't corrode, doesn't oxidize, doesn't decay. This permanence is part of gold's mystique. It represents something eternal in a world of impermanence. The gold atoms in an ancient Egyptian artifact are identical to those in a modern bullion bar, unchanged across millennium. Ancient Egyptians called gold the flesh of the gods. In ancient Egypt, gold was considered divine, the physical manifestation of the sun god Ra. Pharaohs were entombed with elaborate gold treasures, believing it would protect them in the afterlife and affirm their godly status. The famous mask of Tutankhamun, made of solid gold, weighs about 11 kilograms. It has remained brilliant and uncorroded for over 3,300 years, testament to gold's eternal nature. King Croesus of Lydia minted the first standardized gold coins around 550 BCE. Before coins, gold was traded in nuggets or bars of varying purity and weight, making trade complicated. King Croesus solved this by creating standardized coins of guaranteed weight and purity, stamped with his royal seal. This innovation revolutionized commerce. For the first time, people could trust the value of their money without weighing and testing each piece. Gold became not just wealth, but currency, flowing through economies like blood through veins. Gold has been a symbol of wealth and power across every civilization. From ancient China to pre-Columbian Americas, from African kingdoms to European empires, every culture that encountered gold valued it supremely. This universal appeal spans continents, languages, and thousands of years. Why? Partly its beauty and rarity, partly its permanence, but also something deeper, an instinctive recognition of value that seems embedded in human nature itself. The chemical symbol for gold, Au, comes from the Latin word aurum. Aurum means shining dawn in Latin, capturing gold's warm, solar glow. Gold is element 79 on the periodic table, with unique properties that make it special even among metals. It's one of the least reactive chemical elements. It conducts electricity excellently. It's extraordinarily malleable. A single gram of gold can be beaten into a sheet covering a square meter. These properties make gold both beautiful and useful. More gold exists in the world's oceans than has ever been mined. Seawater contains gold, about 13 billionths of a gram per liter. Across all the oceans, this amounts to roughly 20 million tons of dissolved gold, far more than all land reserves combined. However, extracting it would cost far more than the gold's worth. It remains there, dissolved and diffuse, a treasure forever out of reach, suspended in the eternal currents of the sea. Gold is so soft, you can shape it with your hands. Pure gold is remarkably soft, about the same hardness as a human fingernail. You could dent 24-karat gold by pressing your thumbnail into it. This is why jewelry is usually made with gold alloys, mixing in harder metals like copper or silver. This softness also makes gold incredibly workable. Ancient craftsmen could hammer gold into elaborate designs using simple tools, creating beauty that still astonishes us thousands of years later. A single ounce of gold can be stretched into impossibility. Gold's malleability reaches almost magical proportions. 1 troy ounce can be drawn into a wire over 50 miles long, thin enough to be invisible from just a few feet away, yet still conductive, still gold. Or that same ounce can be beaten into gold leaf so thin it becomes translucent, covering over 300 square feet. Hold such leaf up to sunlight and it glows with an ethereal greenish light. As photons pass through atoms spread impossibly thin, gold becomes ghost-like, barely there, yet still itself. Gold feels alive when you hold it. Pick up a gold coin fresh from storage and it shocks you with its coldness. Gold is a greedy conductor of heat, pulling warmth from your fingers faster than almost any other metal. But within moments, that chill fades. The gold absorbs your body's heat until it reaches exactly your temperature, until it feels neither hot nor cold, until it feels like part of your own skin. This thermal intimacy, this way gold becomes temperature neutral in your hand, creates a strange sensation as if the metal is alive, breathing, connecting with you. As civilizations rose and fell, as empires expanded and collapsed, as languages were born and died, gold remained constant, passing from hand to hand, from treasury to treasury, accumulating stories with each transfer. Every gold coin has witnessed history. Every bar bears the invisible fingerprints of countless generations. Let us drift now through the centuries, following gold's journey through human civilization, through conquest and commerce, through hoarding and spending, through the patient accumulation of wealth. Breathe slowly. Let history's weight settle gently around you. The story of gold is the story of us.